Welcome to another episode of the Co-Extrusion Podcast with JJ and Jerry. So, Jerry, what have you been working on lately?
Oh, okay. So I have interesting one. So I know about a couple, 2 or 3 months ago, you were 3D printing some shoes, right? You were using,
Yes,
what was
yeah.
the filament you were using?
Oh, the Moreflex by
Moreflex,
BQ?
BQ.
Yes.
Yeah. So I haven't been printing shoes, but the next best thing is I actually have a pair of 3D printed shoes from a company called Polyfab, I believe
Oh, yeah.
is their brand name. Um, and when I got the shoes originally, so I got these shoes when I was at TCT Shenzhen in China.
hmm
Um, I wore them around for the first day. For 4 hours, my feet were hurting. Like this is
Yeah,
bad,
they look
bad
like
first.
minimal shoes, like basically a pair of socks on your
Yeah, I
feet.
know. And actually, that's an overwhelming comment I've been getting. Like, are you wearing slippers or are you just wearing socks? I honestly, I have received that comment like 3 or 4 times. Are you wearing
Yeah.
socks? Um, but so I had a very bad first impression with them, and I was like, I don't know if I like these. This is kind of weird. Um, but I wore them for a week straight last week.
Mm,
Now I was wearing them indoors. I was wearing them outdoors. I wore them in the grass. I wore them on rocks, like a gravel driveway, the dirt, wet
yeah.
grass, and I'm gonna be honest. I actually really kind of like this.
Whoa, yeah.
So when I was wearing them the first time for 4 hours, I was on what I presume to be a concrete slab with
hmm
no cushion
Yeah.
other than the squishy, like, half inch of 3D printed cushion,
hmm
right? No cushion on the floor. Um, that would definitely hurt my feet, right? And I don't know. I'm used to, I
Yeah.
guess, gliding along on Rolls Royce shoes, which is not true, but apparently, um, I think walking along in the grass, which is a little bit fluffy, and then
hmm
the dirt, which is not as hard as concrete, and believe it or not, I think the gravel, it compresses a little more because it kind of there's air gaps and it moves around.
Yeah.
Um, I, I'm a lot happier with them because my feet weren't hurting,
hmm
and goodness gracious, they're so convenient. They slip right on, like easier than they slip on. I guess as easy as Crocs. I haven't worn Crocs in like 15 years, but
Yeah, yeah.
they slip on that easy. And I will tell you, I was dreading walking through the grass in
Uh-huh.
20 degrees Fahrenheit or what, like
It was
below
pretty cold.
zero
Yeah.
Celsius. I was dreading that, but when I did it, I mean, no, my socks didn't get wet.
Mm,
Fully 3D printed. I could stick a like if I had like a wiggly needle, I could stick it through the holes on the bottom of the shoes and then poke my feet,
yeah.
and my feet didn't get wet.
Wow.
Uh, and the grass was taller than the shoes, right? Like I
hmm
don't know how. I have
Yeah.
no idea how.
And so they're durable enough? Like they're
Yeah.
holding up after a full week of
So
heavy wear?
so yeah, and that's another thing that I thought was wild. So when you printed your Moreflex shoes,
hmm
they're like really cool, but yeah, I mean, obviously you can give me more
I, I,
information, but they broke within a
I wore
couple
them out like
hours.
twice and it has a little tear sort of on the outer ankle side. Just a
Yeah.
tiny little, yeah.
So your shoes were printed FDM with
hmm
filament, right? These shoes, they're resin. They're printed on a resin machine, so it's
hmm
flexible resin. So you're not printing. I mean, you're printing layer by layer, but you're just like obviously a lot smaller, and
hmm
I guess the layers bond better. I don't know, but yeah, there's no
Yeah.
tearing at all. Um, I mean, beyond I haven't tried to clean them, but beyond
Mm.
just general, like you have rubber soles on your shoes, and when you're walking around and you walk on rocks, I mean, it looks like you walked like besides standard shoe wear and tear, like nothing, no damage at all. I can't
Wow.
believe it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
That's really cool. Cause yeah, it
And
was one of those with my FDM printed ones where it's like layer adhesion is the biggest risk here of it just kind of splitting at one place. And it did. Um, and so sure, maybe changing the settings could make a better shoe, but resin printing is a great way to make it super strong
Yeah,
because those bond layers are perfectly bonded together.
yeah. And I don't know. I was kind of mind blown because
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna say that I've worn these shoes. I mean, I right like my regular tennis shoes I wear for 8 hours a day every single day. Obviously, I have a pair of
Yeah.
rotating shoes, but like some of
Hmm.
those shoes, I would argue have well, I don't know, a ton of hours.
Yeah.
I,
Before normal shoes break down, it's a ridiculous
hundreds and
amount of
hundreds of
hours.
hours. I
Yeah.
don't have hundreds and hundreds of hours on these things, but like I wore them for a week and I didn't do standard. I wasn't walking in them on carpet in the house. Like
Hmm.
outdoors is probably the roughest that's going to be. And I expected at least like so it's kind of like the design is kind of like Swiss cheese if you will, but like really really holy. It's not like regular I don't know. You guys could probably look them up.
Yeah. It's
The
a big lattice
Yeah, a
of,
huge lattice structure.
yeah.
I expected some of those lattices to like break or rip.
Hmm.
Generally, the shoes still be wearable and functional, but after the number of hours I walked in them, I expected some of those to break. None, at least not
Yeah.
that I'm aware of.
Wow. That's at least a big first hurdle of,
I
that it's
know.
it's not going to immediately fall apart on you.
Yeah.
Long term, it's still a different test, but the initial
Oh yeah.
week is a good
Yeah.
first.
No. So
Yeah.
so how much? Before I ask my next question, how
Hmm.
much do you know about these industrial printed resin shoes? Like in terms of the printers that print them or the material, do you know very much about that?
Not much, just what we learned up at Rapid TCT about other things that print, like the 3D printed basketball, um, and
Sure, sure.
a little bit, but really not much, I would say.
Okay, so obviously, me asking this question is gonna be different, but what do you expect the cost of a pair of 3D printed shoes to be? What do you expect them to be, and what do you think they should be?
Hmm. So I have cheated and I already have their website up. While we
Ah,
were
no.
talking, I did some Googling. So that ruins the
uh,
ask on my side.
yeah. Okay, so they're $170 or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think they should be?
I feel like they should be mid-tier shoes, especially for what they look like. Like they look like fancy Crocs.
They
So if a pair of Crocs, I'm doing more Googling here, is $30, 30 or 40, depending on which version you get. I would hope these to be like double that. Like if these
yeah,
could be
60 the
60
most.
to $80, maybe I could see it.
So
But
I'm with you 100%.
yeah.
So you have the website pulled up now. I don't know how many other like models you've looked at, but the ones that I have, I believe are $170. I
Hmm.
do think they have shoes that get up to like 250 or more.
I think
Um,
the max is 200 for their
okay, too
their biggest and beefiest shoe, which looks
fair.
there. It's one where the pricing structure makes sense. Where like the more expensive shoe, it looks like there's a lot more shoe there. So it's like, cool, you
Yeah,
are buying way more material here. Or their cheapest like slippers are only 100, and it's like, yeah, there's way less material there. Makes
yeah.
sense, type thing. Yeah.
So I agree with you. I think these shoes should be in the 40 to 50
Hmm.
$55 price point from a functional standpoint, from a standpoint of the way they look. Um, I think that's kind of the sweet spot. I don't know if I could ever, in my right mind, recommend someone to go purchase these shoes for $170
Hmm.
unless they had extra money and they just simply wanted 3D printed shoes. They're
And
just not worth it, but they
at
are cool.
At least on their website, they do have pretty big sales if you buy more than one as well. So, like, if you buy two pairs or three pairs, then it's like half price. So it becomes $70 a pair if you buy
Yeah.
three. And it's like, it's a bigger ask. Like, you now need to commit to three pairs of 3D printed shoes.
Yeah.
But
No, that's
it is funny that it does put it into these price ranges where it's like, actually, that's not too bad.
if you
But
buy more, right? Like
still,
if you
yeah,
buy
you
more.
still have to buy three of them.
we're in the season right now where people well, it's Christmas season, right? This is
Mhm.
this is a kind of gift that or this is a kind of item that I could foresee maybe, like, getting someone as a gift because they wouldn't have thought about it themselves. It's way too much money, they would never buy it for themselves,
Yeah.
and it's like, it's just something different, and, like, I am fortunate enough to be in a position where if there's something I want, I'm probably gonna buy it, but, like,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna buy it if it's just absurdly priced, like,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna go buy a pair of 3D printed shoes, but if someone gave them to me as like a, "Hey, I think you would find this interesting,"
Mhm.
or if you could get them discounted to, 50% off and you did like a if you can get them to like $50 and you put it in like a Dirty Santa kinda thing,
Mhm.
maybe.
Yeah. But when a pair of Crocs is 30 bucks,
I know.
it's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, man, I'm gonna go for the Crocs on this one."
I agree. But, okay, so now I don't know the exact reason, but I can take a guess and say
Mhm.
that this is a brand new industry. The material
Mhm.
they're using is probably a special concoction of resin,
Yeah.
chemicals of a sort. The printers that print these shoes are probably designed very specifically to print shoes.
Mhm.
I think those printers are very expensive. They're industrial machines. I think the resin is very expensive. I think it's kind of just a matter of will 3D printed shoes take off? And if they do,
Mhm.
how many years is it gonna be until we start seeing shoes go down in price?
Yeah. I could see this technology being en masse as cheap or cheaper than Crocs type thing. Like, because
Oh, yeah.
those machines can pump out these shoes just like printing a huge build plate of I don't know exactly how big of the printer it is, but how much you can stack on a resin print, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
doesn't slow things down to print 1 or 10 shoes at
Yeah.
all at the same time, and it just goes through
Well,
them super quickly, and making custom sizes and sort of that angle, I think could be really cool if it
yeah.
was like a scan your foot and upload it, and the foot's shoe's gonna be perfectly molded to your foot instead of
Oh.
Crocs being
Oh,
like
that's actually yeah.
yeah,
I could
something a
see
little bit of an edge to what makes it unique beyond, like, the manufacturing techniques used.
I could see, the price going down when the price of the material gets cheaper,
Mhm,
when machines the price of the printers that print these, when they get cheaper. Um, but what you just said was, like, totally custom shoes, like, they mold to your feet, right? Now you start to
yeah,
get that, it's like, "Oh, the price is gonna go up." So, like, maybe they balance out, right?
mhm,
Maybe they balance out. You take your iPhone, you scan your foot, you get a perfectly molded shoe. Like, you go to the doctor's office and they say you have arched feet and you need this insole, and now you have
mhm,
doctor prescribed shoes, 50, $60. I feel like it could balance out, and that's
yeah, then that could
um,
be a real, solid use case. Yeah,
well, I know for like, if you do need, like, medically prescribed insoles for whatever reason, companies will send you well, either you do it to the doctor's office or a company will send you, like, a block of foam and you step in it and
mm,
essentially it makes a cast of your foot, and then
yeah,
I guess they go and do a reverse cast on that or whatever, and the like, you wouldn't even need to scan your foot, right? A company like this could send you something in the mail, you
mhm,
mold your foot, you send it back to them, and now you get perfect shoes.
yeah,
That's
or if
I
or
hadn't
if
even considered that.
if the scanning because most iPhones now have LiDAR, I
Yeah.
think, so, like, if you could do a full LiDAR scan with your own iPhone, like, that would cut
Yeah.
costs down a lot.
Oh, sure, yeah,
If it could
if you
be
have the
reliable.
ability
Yes,
to do
yeah.
it.
Mhm.
It's like, what size shoe is that?" "Perfect."
Yeah,
"Huh."
exactly what I was going for.
It's
It
it's
fits
a size me.
it's me. Yeah.
There you go. Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
okay, so another very interesting, an interesting place where these 3D printed shoes kind of go is like if you go to Maker World or if you go to Printables, maybe not Print. I've seen some online, like Creality's website. They've got tabs for custom design shoes,
Mhm.
or sorry, it's shoes that X creator designed. Right? I had an extended weekend and I designed a pair of shoes, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, this company, I don't know if I think it's this one specifically. It might be a different one that's doing 3D printed shoes. They allow you to upload your design, and then essentially, if some customer chooses your design,
Mm,
it's printed by them and you get a commission. Now, I don't, what is it, 5%, 10%? I have no idea. But
yeah.
like now you get into the realm of, okay, the shoes that I have, these Arrow shoes, they're a little bit like dinky looking. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know why, but they designed like three different pairs of shoes. But Joe, whoever down the street can design a pair of shoes, upload it, and then he can sell it and start making commission off it. It's like it's it's incredible.
Yeah. That would be super cool if yeah, they would have to do a little bit of, like, verification that it could be printed or make sure it works, um, but sort of open sourcing the design process of there are so many amazing designers out there,
Yeah.
way better than yeah, all of their designs currently are pretty basic, which is good if you want basic shoes, but
Yeah.
there are some incredible designers out there that design amazing things, 3D files out there on everywhere, and it's like, oh, yeah, I would love to see some cool designs made by this or that designer.
Yeah. Or I mean, it maybe like reverse it, right? Like if you want to be a shoe designer on a website, you can let's say I don't know if Polyfab is the right one, but let's just say you can pay Polyfab to be a designer, and then you
Mhm,
can upload your shoes, and now you are selling the shoes, and Polyfab is just manufacturing them. So
mhm.
you, as the designer, will pay Polyfab as basically as an outsourcer to just manufacture them. So now all the risk is on you as a creator. If you design shoes that are poor fitment or whatever and someone refunds them, well, you had to pay Polyfab a manufacturing fee and they just take a commission for producing them and shipping them rather than so
Yeah.
now as a creator it's like, "Oh, I need to make this right. I need to make
Mhm.
these shoes fit correctly."
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Well, the reason I brought that up is because when I was at TCT Shenzhen, they had a bunch of user designed shoes that were 3D printed. And
Mm.
when they offered to give me a pair of shoes, they offered to give me the arrows. And I was like, oh, can I get one of these instead? And they said, no,
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
can't because we didn't design these. We just printed them.
Hmm.
So it was a collaboration with someone else. I have no idea. But
Yeah.
um oh, where was I going with that thought? I don't know where I was going with that thought. Um, essentially, ah, I don't know where I was going with that, but I don't know. Anyway, it's just another segment to the 3D printed shoe segment, right? It's just
Yeah, yeah. And the, like, little bit of, adding monetization into 3D files is one of those, I think, interesting topics in this hobby of how many incredible free designs there are.
I know
And in some ways, it's like, I hope designers keep getting paid the little bits they do and
it's
can
true
keep creating amazing things because we're all benefiting so much from the free files that I
that
love using. I love using all these free files. And over Thanksgiving, I took in a bunch of like everything I 3D printed and took in like parts for some board games, all the cyberbrick things that I printed, all the little boxes and knickknacks. And someone was like, how do you get these files? And it's like, oh, they're free. They're all free online. Like
where do you get that toy and all of those
all of
toys
those.
and how much did all of it cost? Well, you would think it was a scam if I said it was free,
Yeah,
but it was free.
it was free.
No, I mean, that's very true though. Like, I still pay a couple designers a monthly, or I think I
Hmm.
pay by the year, but I still pay them to get their files. And
Yeah,
honestly, like, no joke, their files are the better files than anything that I regularly find on printables or
yeah.
whatever for free. They are better. Um, but like, yeah, there's so much stuff is free, and I'm I know people, not personally, but through the internet that have quit their job as an IT person or an engineer or whatever because they now design and sell 3D models. Like
Wow. Yeah.
They just design models, and like I said, I don't know them personally, but
Mhm.
like, I mean, you get a, you sell them on Etsy, or if you have a, Patreon, and
Mhm.
you have 100 monthly, subscribers, it's like, that's kind of a lot of money depending on how much you
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those, like it's cool, and I feel good. I always feel really good paying the few bucks that sometimes someone charges for something. It's like, yeah, like, I have benefited so much from this hobby of free
oh, yeah.
files, like, yeah, take a few bucks if for this little
Imagine
design. Yeah.
imagine how much money 3D printing would cost if you needed to buy every file, because, like, everyone talks about how expensive their hobby is,
Mhm.
and 3D printing is a cheap hobby, very specifically because the files are cheap. Most people are not artists or designers or both.
Mhm. Yeah.
So you have to get the stuff from like the files from a website.
Yeah, I've gotten recently in other hobby, I've gotten into knitting and crocheting and how like the most basic patterns are like, oh, it'll be $5. And I'm like,
Oh,
really? Like, come
I
on, is
know.
that not a free one? And there are free designs out there, but they're usually linked to brands. So it'll be like, oh, this designer made it for this yarn company
Mm,
and linked it on their website, but everything on that designer's website, you have to pay $5 here, $6 there. And I'm like, you haven't seen these incredible free designs that I've found for 3D printing and how much
that's
effort must go into these. Like,
well, I
yeah.
mean, that's a good point, because like I've walked into Hobby Lobby or Michaels or whatever, and
Hmm.
there are patterns for certain hobbies I don't like. I have seen them with my own eyes and picked
Hmm.
them up and looked at them. They are literally like circle pieces of cardboard or plastic.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like you get a pack of circle patterns.
Hmm.
Okay, like you get a size this big and then a little smaller, and you get like 6 of them. And it's like I I mean, with anyone's level of skill, you could go into 3D CAD and you could design all 6 of those files, export them, send them to the printer, and print them in like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then you could, and you're charging $25 for that.
So much for these. Or even CNC. I've been surprised at how much CNC files are the same way of like everything you have to charge is pretty much charged for. And so many times that when I was trying to learn CNC stuff, you buy it. It was somewhere I wanted to make some spoons, and I was like, "Cool, I'll buy." It's like $20 for a bunch of different, kitchen utensils, and I was like, "Seems like a lot, but cool. I want to, support this creator.
Sure.
Cool." And it's just like vector files you get, so it's like a two-dimensional drawing of a spoon is the most basic design of like, "Wah."
What?
And I'm like, what did I pay for? Like, I was expecting an STL file in there because I'm bad at CAD and I think in STL.
Yeah.
And so,
No, you just
and so
got
I
a
was like,
couple of two-dimensional
I still
pictures.
don't know how to use this vector file yet. So then I was just annoyed and opened Blender and CADed out a spoon. And
Well, it was nice of you to donate $20 to some.
yeah, it was good. Glad to help a person, but just like the difference there between 3D printing and
Yeah.
other hobbies is wild.
I I wish that I had like a history in my head, like a counter. Every time I click the download button on a file,
Hmm.
let's just say 99 cents a file, like just
Hmm.
across the board. It has to be thousands.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it has to be thousands, because there are times that I'll go to printables and it says download all. I click zip and it's
Hmm.
like 100 files in one. I'm like, I didn't
Yeah.
need all those, but maybe it's like, oh, it's like Mr. Potato Head. What if I want this piece? Okay, I already have it
Yeah.
printed. I'll use it.
And because the STLs are so small, I do feel like I download that's a stage in my uh filters of what I'm actually going to make videos on of like step 1 is find it and then download it, and then step 2 is like which one I'm like, and never mind, I'm not going to actually use it. So it'll sit in my downloads folder and
Oh, it gets clogged.
never gets
Like,
used. Yeah.
well, then and it's called Untitled or something, and then like like 3 weeks later, you download another file, which is also called Untitled, and it's like, "Untitled, open parentheses, 1." Oh, I must have
One.
already downloaded,
Oh, yeah, that one.
or
Oh,
like, it's
oops.
called Penguin, right? And then you download another one called Penguin, and it's like, "Oh, I must already have that in my in my downloads."
Yeah. Or the download ones where it's just like a bunch of like Chinese characters or something, and then
Sure,
I'm
yeah.
like, I have no idea
What is
which one
this?
that one is. Like,
Ugh.
do I either delete it or extract the zip file to try to figure out what that file is? Maybe just delete it.
Well, yeah.
Clear it out.
Mm. I
Yep.
wonder, I guess, I wonder where that puts 3D printing on the scale of, like, affordability.
Hmm.
'Cause I know printers aren't necessarily immediately affordable if we look at, like, the Bamboo route or even
Yeah.
some of Crowley's top end route, but,
Hmm.
like, once you buy the printer, when I first got into 3D printing, I thought, "Oh, I don't wanna spend 20 bucks on a roll of filament and then another 20 bucks on another one because I want a different color."
Hmm.
But, like, the honest truth, right, if I buy a printer and let's say printer cost is not included. Once
Hmm.
you have the printer, if you need to buy 3 colors and you spend, like, 50 bucks
Yeah.
on filament, you have you have, like, 3 kilograms of filament's a lot of film. You can print a lot of free files with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or even if you were to think of like a spool being 20 bucks and you start with whatever you spend your printer on and then spend an extra $100 to get 5 colors, which would cover most
Sure.
colors, get you
Yeah.
all a range of primary colors. And that'll last you a long time
That's 100
because
bucks.
yeah, that's an extra $100 on
I
whatever your thing is. And all the prints are free from then on for your first year. That'll last you a year or depending how much you use,
I know.
last you a long time.
I think about it in comparison to other hobbies, and so, like,
Hmm.
I bowl. If I go to the bowling alley, I'm at the bowling alley if I'm just by myself, do apples to apples comparison. If I'm by myself, I'm at the bowling alley for an hour. I bowl 3 games, and I leave, and it costs me, like, 15 bucks. And I'm
Yeah.
like, holy crap." And I have my own shoes, and I have my own ball, so I'm not renting shoes.
Hmm.
But then most hobbies also, when you go out, you also need to buy food and stuff. So it's like, okay, so it's 15 bucks here and then another 20 for food and it's like
Hmm.
30
And
for
15 is
100
not
bucks.
bad. Bowling is one of the cheap. I think
That's
your
cheap. Yeah,
comparison might be a cheap one to
it
compare
is.
against.
I
Yeah.
think you're because I was gonna say last time I went to Top Golf, they charged us $100 an hour.
Hmm.
$100 for
Yeah.
1 hour.
Oh yeah. Or knitting or crocheting. How much like yarn is way more expensive than filament. Like
Oh my goodness.
you can spend a ton on making like if you're making a sweater. If you buy some, you're spending a few hundred hours on it, so you want to buy some nice yarn. So you end up spending $150 in yarn.
Yeah.
Like it's like, and then you spend 100 hours plus making it.
You're like,
Um,
how on earth did this
uh,
this blanket got really expensive
yeah, this
really
blanket
quickly.
quickly adds up of time and material, and then the pattern you also paid 10 to
Yeah.
20 bucks on. Like
I
it's
think I think at the end of the day, 3D printing, like anyone that's in the 3D printing space is kind of doing okay in terms of like
Mhm.
this is a good hobby, it's fun, things are
Yeah,
free or super cheap. I don't know.
yeah. It would be interesting if someone did a breakdown of hobby costs. I think 3D printing would be on the cheaper side of
I
things
know.
for
A
sure.
hobby tier list in terms of
Tier list it. Yeah.
oh goodness.
Nice. Well, I think that we're running on to the end of our this episode. It's been a good chat.
It has, yeah. There's 3D printed shoes, yeah, I think that was a good conversation. That kind of spun up a lot in my head. Now I'm probably gonna go thinking a little bit more myself.
Yes, yeah. We'll get the data maybe next episode.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
Well, we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.